So today we are going to talk about money. We're going to talk about what a healthy balance sheet looks like. Now you're like, Todd, what the heck is a balance sheet? Well, a balance sheet is basically a summary of all the cash that you have in your bank accounts, all of the assets or real estate assets, and all the credit card debt or debts that you owe. And so I have found that people who have control of their balance sheet and other financial reports are the most successful wholesalers. Okay. Now, before you're like, Todd, I can't take numbers. Well, what the hell are you talking about? I got to tell you, I used to be a damn fool. And what does that mean? It's like, well, Todd, I just like to go out and run around like a chicken with my head cut off, make as much money as possible, and hope at the end of the year that I had enough money to feed my family, run my business, pay my taxes, and then cover any emergency. And all of a sudden, at the last minute, when I try to do all my taxes and all my paperwork and try to call my CPA in some kind of like emergency situation, like that's going to turn out well? And if I'm speaking to you and you're like, holy crap, have you been looking inside my business? The answer is probably yes, because I've seen it a million times. And so my goal for you is to operate like I operate now, not like how I used to operate. Because if you do what I'm telling you today, you're going to have so much control over your business. You're going to be so much more profitable. You're going to have so much more confidence. Your business is going to be just so amazing. And at the end, you're just going to be financially free and not a slave to your business. And you're going to turn your money into an absolute tool for you. So let's talk about balance sheet and financial documents as a whole. All right. So number one is you absolutely need to get a bookkeeper. Okay. You need a bookkeeper. You need a bookkeeper. You need a bookkeeper. Now, you got a couple of choices there, but my recommendation for now is you could check out bookkeepers in your town, right? Locally. They don't have to be locally, but they could be online. I might give a recommendation here if I find someone who's really good. By the way, if you are listening to this podcast and you've got a really good bookkeeping business and you want to partner with our students, feel free to send me an email at admin at nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com or info@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com. Send it to both. Or you could hit me up on Instagram at Todd Toback. But the profit and loss is really important because you have to know how much money you're making and you have to know how much money you're losing and spending, right? And so if you don't know what that business is doing, you shouldn't be flying the plane, all right? So I want you to imagine that you're in a plane and all of a sudden you're up in a plane and maybe there's some clouds and you can't see where you're going. What the hell do you think you're doing, right? You need instruments in your business, right? You need to know your gas, you need to know your altimeter, you need to know your direction, you need to know how high you are, all that stuff, right? And so it is really, you need to know your pitch. And so if you're not looking at those dials, you're in trouble. And you know what happens? You're going to crash. And your business is going to crash. And so you got to have a profit and loss. You got to have a bookkeeper. Okay. And so my recommendation is, again, find a bookkeeper and start paying attention to how much money you're making and how much you're losing. The balance sheet actually is part of that, right? There are 3 reports that you should check out. There's the cash flow statement, the profit and loss statement, and also the balance sheet. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about how much money you should have on hand. I'm gonna give you a little hack. I'm gonna give this really simple, but you gotta have your profit and loss. Number 2, my recommendation, once you get started, first of all, you need to be doing big, fat, juicy deals to generate enough money like I'm talking about, but you need $100K in the bank, in your business bank account. Okay, you need $100K in your business bank account, and you should have $100K in your personal bank account. You may not get there immediately, but that's like the standard. You're operating cash so that your business can thrive. Right now, I'm not saying that you're going to be spending that at all times, but it's really good and healthy for you to have at least that. Put that $100K again in your bank account, have it in a bank account, and then have $100K in your personal account. I'm going to talk about here what to do with the rest. Then, once you have that, actually, I would do this now. You need to be taking a salary of every single month so that you could add some stability to your business. Okay, some consistency, especially if you're married. Especially if you're married. Let me say that one more time, especially if you're married. Because let's say you're a man and you're the breadwinner in the house, your wife's going to want to be able to look in that checking account and see the same amount coming in every single month. I'm telling you that right now. I've been doing this for years and it is just awesome. So take the minimum amount that you need to live on. Okay. Maybe it's $4,000 a month. Maybe it's $5,000 a month. Maybe it's $6,000 a month. Maybe it's $7,000 a month. Maybe it's $10,000 a month. And I want you to put yourself on salary. So put an automatic transfer through your bank to your personal account and have it go every single month on the same day of the month. And I want you to forget about it. And so as you generate the business, right, the bank account balance in that thing's gonna go up and down, but every single month there's a check going out. Boom, 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 boom. Now this amount better be a hell of a lot less than the company's making. Okay, so you gotta make sure that, again, let's say your business is netting $30,000 a month. Okay, that number for right now, that salary should be no more than $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month. That's your salary. Okay, so slow down here. I'm not saying that that's all you can take out of your business, but just slow down for a moment. You want to create that consistency, that rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. Also, you can see the business is used to spending that, right, as an expense, a salary, so that you know what you need to live. So that's what I would do. The next thing that I would do is every quarter, what you want to be doing is once you get above 100K, okay, what you want to be doing is you want to, and this is like just a fast way to do this. Once you get 100K, everything above 100K, you want to put half of that, okay, in your personal bank account, half of that in your personal bank account, okay, and the other half in a tax account, because now you're going to owe taxes, okay? So you're going to take half of that, okay, and put that in your personal bank account, and the other half is going to taxes. Now, you want to keep that other 100K in your bank account so that you can operate the business. Now, this is for a small team, but I'm just telling you, like, if you want something really, really, really easy, get to 100, put yourself on a salary. Once you get above 100, take half of that. You can now spend that half of it, right, or save it and put in your bank account, and the other half save for taxes. Now, I don't know what your exact tax bracket's going to be, but if you put that in an account, it's not like you're sending that to the IRS prematurely, but you're now putting away money for taxes. So, just to reiterate, 100K in your personal account, 100K in your business bank account. Everything above 100, every single month after you pay yourself, okay, you can put half in your personal account to save or spend or invest, and the other half put away for taxes because you're going to have to pay Uncle Sam. That may not be all you have to pay, but it's a start. Okay, start putting away, and we're going to have to adjust over the year if we have to. Next, get rid of all recurring credit card debt. If you're using a credit card in your business to buy things, I have no problem with that. But make sure you're paying that off every single month, right? Make sure you're truly above this. I had a joint venture partner one time who basically was telling me he had 100K in the bank, and he was taking money out of the business and putting the money away for taxes, right? But didn't tell me about this credit card that they had. And they were spending all this money on this credit card without telling me. It didn't appear on the balance sheet. It was like secret. And so the expenses were way, 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 way higher than we thought they were, right? So do not carry a credit card balance, right? Make sure you're paying that every single month out of that 100K. And if your income is not, going above that 100K, guess what? You're not making enough money. So you got to do bigger deals. And if you're not doing bigger deals, and if you're not closing better, you got to invest in the no limit selling system, nolimitsalessystem.com. Okay. Next thing that you can do if you are having a hard time getting started and you can't spend $5,000 a month, I've talked about this, get a joint venture partner who can invest in your business. It is so easy to find someone with $25, $30, $35, $40, $50,000 who they will invest in your business. Okay. I would find a partner who would throw $50,000 in your business, $8,000 a month in marketing, and agree to give them 20% of the profits, the net profits of the business, right? After your salary, 20% of their business for the first 12 months of ownership. Okay. And then agree that you will pay them back. Okay. Do not take on credit card debt, right? Take on this kind of no risk. You can extend this. Okay. But you can really, 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 really scale fast on $8,000 a month. You should be able to turn that into $45,000 gross in your sleep, right? Maybe even $100,000. So my recommendation to you is if you don't have $10,000 a month to spend, or $8,000 a month to spend, or $7,000, find a joint venture partner who will invest in your business, get the $50K, agree to give them 20% of net profit after your salary, right, for the first year, right? Then you can pay them back after that on some kind of schedule where they don't get their they don't get additional interest, right? Or the interest rate goes down to something very, very, very small. But create a timeline there. And so that's what a healthy balance sheet looks like. It's a cadence. It's a keep a routine. All right. So number one, get a bookkeeper, use a profit and loss. Number two, have 100K in your personal account and 100K in your business account. Everything above 100K, put take out half of it and put in your personal account to do what you want with, right? To live off of or spend or invest or buy another investment property. And then the other half goes to taxes, right? Make sure you're saving money for the taxes at the end of the year. I just did another episode on how to reduce taxes. Make sure you're paying yourself a salary. Make sure that you are not carrying credit card balance month to month. And if you need cash to start, if you're listening to this, get a joint venture partner, but put an end date to that partnership. I'd pay 20% of net profit after your salary, and then have that relationship end after a year. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Control your money, control your life. I'm telling you, are going to love this. If you have another idea on how to use a balance sheet or way that you control your finances, I'd love to hear from you. Hit me a message at Todd Toback on Instagram, or leave a message on YouTube, and I will talk to you on the next episode.